What's going down, faithful? A quick little video here. So I'm going to be talking about Robbie Gould in this video. And why I'm going to be talking about Robbie Gould is because, for one, he's a free agent, and for two, field goal kickers are a very important position for a organization, for an NFL team. Considering that we have one of the best, if not the best, field goal kicker in the game, aside from Adam Vinatieri. But Robbie Gould has came up clutch, he's came up clutch very, very, very many times for this football team. You go back in 2017, went 5 for 5 against the Chicago Bears, Jimmy's first game as a 49er starting. Then you look at the Tennessee Titans game last year. Kicked a walk-off game winner at home against Tennessee, who went to the divisional round and played New England last season. And then not only that, but this season he's came up big as well. I mean, kicking a walk-off game winner against the Seattle Seahawks, who we haven't beaten in years. So field goal kickers are a very important part of an NFL team. And so Robbie Gould's a free agent, and John Lynch needs. And I know, Kyle Shanahan, and they both said that they're going to reward. They're going to reward Robbie Gould, whether that's paying him money. I would assume that is, they're rewarding him as meaning, they're going to sign him to a decent contract for a kicker. But you can't let Robbie Gould walk, because if he ends up walking and we do not re-sign him, which would be a terrible move by this organization, he would probably definitely go to the Chicago Bears, who are in need of a field goal kicker, and that's where he's been for multiple seasons. Now, I do know that the Chicago Bears ended up, screwing Robbie Gould over. And then that's, the following year he was a Niner, and that's when he kicked the walk-off game winner. But yeah, Robbie Gould, he's come up clutch multiple times for this Niners team. And I think it's only right, personally, for Robbie Gould to get a good contract extension. Considering, he's one of the best in the game. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Robbie Gould's still fairly young. Yeah, Robbie Gould's 36. I mean, he's aging. But look at Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri is 10 years older than Robbie Gould. Adam Vinatieri is 46. So really, in all reality, these last two seasons, Robbie Gould's been with the Niners. I mean, he deserves to be, rewarded, and he deserves to be re-signed and rewarded. John Lynch even quoted that the Niners are hopeful to strike a deal with Robbie Gould. I mean, you look back when he was with the Bears from 2005 to 2015. He was their all-time. He was their all-time leading scorer for the Chicago Bears, ever. So he's the leading scorer for the Chicago Bears, and then the Bears turn around and just kind of let him walk. You don't do that. And they paid the price, because now, if you look at it in a situation standpoint as, the Bears being screwed over by this, they got stuck with Cody Parkey, who missed a 36-yard field goal in the divisional round against the Eagles. Not the divisional round, excuse me. The wild card against the Eagles. You kind of messed up there, Chicago. Because, if Robbie Gould was kicking field goals for you guys probably would still be in the playoffs. And you guys would probably have moved on. But John Lynch and Shanahan definitely need to reward Robbie Gould for these last two seasons. Now, I do know that they're hopeful to strike a deal with Robbie Gould, but the thing is, Robbie Gould can choose where he wants to go, considering that he is a free agent. But I believe Robbie Gould has said that he wants to stay with the Niners. So I'm hoping we can strike a deal, because, you look at it in a standpoint as, the Cody Parkey miss. I can only imagine if I was a Niners fan and that happened to this team, being stuck with, Cody Parkey as my field goal kicker. And then you look at, Greg Zuerlein. Kicked a game-winning walk-off 57-yard field goal to take him to the Super Bowl against the Saints. Not only that, Will Lutz in that same NFC Championship game was, he put he actually tied the game with the Rams late in the fourth quarter. So field goal kickers are a very important part of a team, and that you see that when a game's on the line where you have to, it's a game-winning kick. So Niners definitely need to strike a deal with Robbie Gould, because if we don't strike a deal with Robbie Gould, we're going to have to find a field goal kicker, and there's not a lot of guys in this league, if not any, that are like Robbie Gould. So definitely, the Niners definitely need to re-sign Robbie Gould. I mean, they're hopeful to do that, and they're hopeful to strike a deal with him, but we'll see what happens. But Robbie Gould needs to stay a 49er, and we need to keep him for years and years until he retires. But I do believe deep down that Robbie Gould still wants to be a Niner. But we'll see what happens. I mean, we definitely need to strike a deal with him. But who knows? But with that being said, I just want to come on here and talk about this situation and talk about the importance of field goal kickers in the NFL. So Robbie Gould, hopefully he stays a Niner. Hopefully we can keep him, and hopefully we can strike a deal with him. And I believe we will. Because personally, I don't think he'll go back to the Bears, considering how they screwed him over when he ended up, being a free agent and signing with the Niners. But I mean, that's his hometown. Well, his hometown's Pennsylvania. His hometown is Pennsylvania, but Chicago's like a second home to him, because he kicked balls for the Chicago Bears for 10 years. So we'll see what happens, but hopefully we can strike a deal with Robbie Gould and keep him as our field goal kicker. But with that being said, it's Niner J49, and as always, go Niners.